tuning in this morning. Hopefully everything's good out there. 12 minutes now before 8 o'clock. It's October 2nd. And there's a couple things I want to tell you about before we talk about these newsy things. There is a ribbon cutting tomorrow, Friday, at 11 East Silver Springs Boulevard. It's a new business in that location called BG Downtown. And it's the grand opening. And it's considered a wine bar. A wine bar.
Yep.
It's where you go in and you whine about all the problems you're having.
Wine on forever.
Wine on and wine on.
We've had enough.
Anyway, so that's not what it is. It's going to be fun, kids.
Yeah.
So the ribbon cutting is 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. And then there's this big ribbon cutting over at Silver Springs. They are celebrating 1 year of being a state park on Saturday, 9:30 in the morning, a big ribbon cutting ceremony. And everybody's invited. And let's see, come out to Silver Springs Park for this multi-celebration event. Celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Silver Springs State Park. There's a GM car show over there. So all cars by GM, no Fords.
Yeah, no Fords.
No Toyotas.
No Nissans. GM.
The launch of the new bike fleet rentals will also be this Saturday. You'll be able to rent a bicycle at Silver Springs and ride around. That's kind of cool. And they have some guided tours, and there's a boat ride, a canoe ride at 8 p.m. Friday night.
Yep.
That's not something I want to do. The more I think about it, the more I keep thinking snakes crawling into the canoe. I honestly don't think I'm as worried about the alligators as I am the snakes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, the alligators, they're just dopey. I mean, they're just, it's not their fault that God made them, deadly.
Yeah, they'll be staring at you.
It's not the snake's fault either, but
yeah.
But they're kind of clumsy. You just stay out of their way. They'll stay out of your way.
Yeah.
But I think snakes will come in the boat.
I think you're right, yeah.
And don't forget those monkeys. Those monkeys aren't used to seeing canoes out on the river.
Oh, exactly.
They're going to be sitting there. Smiley the monkey.
Yeah. He's going to be sitting there like...
Who likes to throw rocks at alligators just might throw a rock at you. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be interrupting his domain, and that's not good.
You know what? I hate when that happens. All right. Speaking about somebody interrupting somebody's domain, there was, as you know, an intruder into the White House, and he made it pretty deep into the White House. And it was cause for Julia Pearson, the director of the Secret Service, to apologize and take full responsibility. And then there was another story that came out about the president being in an elevator somewhere. I don't have the exact details, but he was in an elevator, and there was a guy in the elevator with a gun. He didn't pull it out, but he had a gun, and he was a convict. Okay.
Gee.
So, and of course, Secret Service was with the president, but how did this happen?
Yeah.
So after that, then she stepped down. Julia Pearson, now the former director of the Secret Service.
Yeah, those other Secret Service agents should be canned, too.
But Republicans are saying, I don't know why they single this out to one party. I would think that all legislators would be saying this. Warning that her departure would not solve the myriad of problems facing the Secret Service.
Yep, they've got a problem. We understand from South America on up.
The South American problem being what? The prostitutes?
Yeah.
That is not much of a problem in my mind. I mean, forgive me for being a man, but it's not as much of a problem as somebody breaking into the White House wanting to shoot the president.
Oh, that's true.
Or hurt the president.
Yeah, no, we got to protect him at all costs.
Utah Representative Jason Chavetz told reporters that she had to go. I think it was the right move. Unfortunately, it had to happen. She had lost the confidence of the men and women in the Secret Service. That was a quote from him. Texas Representative Michael McCall, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, said he would introduce legislation for an independent commission to investigate the agency. We need another piece of law. We need another.
Oh, yeah.
We need another law. That's how we can fix this.
Yeah, just be a boss. Take responsibility and do something.
Here's another quote from him, from McCall. He said, I am hopeful this will be the beginning of a new chapter for the dedicated men and women of the Secret Service. However, the growing list of failures from Secret Service seems to be more pervasive than just its leadership. Anyway, Pearson resigned. Georgia Representative Paul Brown said that Pearson cannot simply serve as another administration scapegoat. In other words, it wasn't all her fault.
Yeah.
The agency's underlying issues, he said, must be immediately fixed and addressed so that we can ensure these problems never arise again. House Oversight and Government Reform Chairman Darrell Issa said that problems at the Secret Service predate Pearson's tenure as director, and her resignation does not resolve them. The panel grilled Pearson for 3 hours 2 days ago over the latest incidents at the agency charged with protecting the president and his family, including the fence jumping guy.
Gosh.
The Oversight Committee will continue to examine clear and serious agency failures at the Secret Service that have been exposed, according to Issa, who represents California, by the way. While serious questions surround the Secret Service, Director Pearson served her country with honor and has my gratitude for her efforts. She was even supported by the president himself, but...
Yeah, but if you don't do your job, somebody's going to die. That's not good. You got to protect our president and family.
Do you know that they were talking about putting another fence up around the... Why don't they put a security... Why don't they put a guard, like, every... I don't know, 50 feet or something like that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know how far you'd have to have them.
Yeah, that's better than a
Shouldn't
fence.
there always be a guard there? I mean, shouldn't there always be guards everywhere?
Well, just like the guys at Buckingham Palace. They should just do that at the White House, too. Have a guard there with a gun.
But at least they should be able to smile. No smiling.
No.
Dark glasses, no smiling. You don't need a big black Q-tip hat,
No.
but you need sunglasses.
Yeah.
That'll make you look tough. That big black Q-tip hat does not make you look menacing.
No.
You need to look menacing if you're going to protect the president, right?
That's right. No, just have the soldiers just constantly patrol 24 hours a day, just like a security guard does.
Let's see. The Secret Service initially said that the intruder, his name is Omar Gonzalez. They initially said that he was unarmed, but court documents showed he was carrying a folding knife in his pocket. It was also later learned that he had been subdued in the White House East Room, well beyond a flight of stairs leading to the Obama's family private living quarters. You know that house has to be set up so that you can go through some secret passageway somewhere.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Has to be, I would guess.
He was indicted by a federal grand jury in Washington on federal charges of illegal entry to a restricted area while carrying a dangerous weapon. He pleaded not guilty during a hearing yesterday. Anyway.
Very quick it takes them to convict somebody when you're trespassing the White House.
The Washington Post reported that over the weekend that the Secret Service took 4 days to realize that a man had fired a high-powered rifle at the White House in 2011.
Oh. Gee.
Let's see. And then there was another one. The Secret Service grew even more embattled after lawmakers learned this week that Obama had shared an elevator in Atlanta, that's where it was, with a private security contractor with a criminal record who was carrying a gun.
Yeah, why did they let him in the elevator in the first place?
Why is there anybody else in the elevator?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the president.
That's right.
You, the Secret Service, that's it. Hold on. Hold the door. Hold the door for him.
That's right.
No, sir, we can't hold the door for him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They have to be the boss over there. I mean, the president being nice guy. Yeah, well, come on in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the Secret Service is the boss at that moment.
Yeah.
That's just so stupid. They don't know what they're doing.
By the way, Pearson, I don't know if you knew this part about her, Julia Pearson, was a police officer here in Florida.
Oh, did not know that.
Doesn't say where in Florida. She joined the Secret Service as a special agent in 1984. She had done security detail for President George W. Bush, President Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush.
Gosh.
She had been chief of staff and assistant director of the Secret Service's Office of Human Resources and Training from 2008 until her appointment as director last year. You know what I think? You have a job that long, you kind of start letting your guard down.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta make sure you keep sharpening those skills, keep sharpening everything.
Oh yeah, you live and breathe protecting the president.
It's easy. You go to work, it's another day.
Yeah.
Another day.
Yeah, not with that caliber of a job.
White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest said President Barack Obama called Pearson to thank her for her service after she announced her resignation, had nice, kind things to say about her. He said she dedicated more than 30 years of her life to the U.S. Secret Service. And anyway, so.
Gosh.
Well, it's understandable that she would resign, but it's also understandable that you would not put her completely at fault for some of these things. But still at fault. Not completely, but at fault.
At fault, yeah. She needs to be on top of her game.
Anyway, anymore? I see another comment. Arizona Representative Paul Gosar, another Oversight Committee member, told reporters that the recent security problems at the Secret Service reflected incompetence and negligence perpetuated by a culture problem that exists within the agency.
Gee.
Whenever there's a culture problem, they always point to the top of the ladder, which is not so unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the top of the ladder of any organization, and there's usually a culture that develops underneath that leader.
Exactly.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham characterized Pearson's testimony as non-confidence inspiring.
Gosh.
Anyway.
She's burned out. She needs
You
to
know
go.
what? Could be.
That's a lot of years.
Could be. She looks pretty good for 55, though, I thought.
Wow. She'll be selling Slim Fast or something. She'll make money.
Yeah.
If she looks good.
All right, we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back. Got a fun topic with Galen Unold from Life South. We're going to talk about the ways that people describe their own jobs for the next person in line. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Health officials in Dallas waiting to see if the first U.S. case of Ebola has spread to anyone else. Meanwhile, there are Ebola tests being conducted on a patient in Hawaii.